Hey Goobers, and welcome back to class. Today we're going to be learning more on volume, and we're going to learn specifically on how to find the volume of triangular pyramids. Our first step is going to be finding the formula for the volume of a triangular pyramid. So we're going to start off with the volume of a pyramid in general. So when we have the volume of a pyramid, it is going to be 1/3 base times height. But the B in this case is going to represent the area of the base. So if we have a triangular pyramid, that means the base is a triangle. So the base area is going to be 1/2 base times height. And by this base, we mean like the length of the bottom. So we can either keep these separate and just plug B in after we find the base, or we can combine them. And by doing that, we get V equals 1/3 times 1/2 base height 1. This is the height of the base. Times height 2. This is the height of the entire triangular pyramid. So either way, we can use a two-step problem where we solve this equation and then plug it in for B and solve this one. Or we can just go ahead and do this one. Both work perfectly fine. And we're going to try them both out. So for this first problem we're going to use, we're going to do that two-step problem where we first find the base, or that big B, which is 1/2 base times height, to plug into the volume formula of 1/3 big B times height. So in this case, our base, we're going to find the area by multiplying this 8 and the 14 by half. And that is because one of these is the base and one of them is the height, and we know that because they are perpendicular to each other. So we can just plug in 8 and 14. And then we solve. So we're going to do 1/2 times 8 times 14. And when we do that, we get this big B is going to equal 56. And it's going to be units squared. So now we're going to plug this big B in here. So we're going to get volume equals 1/3 times 56, and then we have to multiply by the height of the entire triangular pyramid. So this height we can see is right here because it is perpendicular to the base of the structure. So we're going to plug 17 in for that H, and then we can solve. We can go ahead and do 56 times 17. So we get V equals 1/3 times 952. And then when we find 1/3 of that, we get V equals 317 and 1/3 units cubed. So that's how we're going to find the overall volume of this entire triangular pyramid if you want to do that two-step way. And if you want to do the way that they're already all combined, we are going to practice that here. So we're going to have volume equals 1/3 times 1/2 base times height 1 times height 2. So our first step is to figure out which one is height 1 and which one is height 2. So height 1 correlates with the base of the entire triangular pyramid. It is the height of the triangle on bottom. So this height has to be perpendicular to the base of the bottom triangle. So if we look at this, there are only two lines on this triangle, this base triangle, that are perpendicular to each other, and we can see that here. So we can go ahead and declare that this number here is going to be our height. And then our base for that triangle is this 15.1 centimeters. So now we have to figure out the height of the entire triangular pyramid, which is a line that goes from the highest point to all the way to the base of that, which is right here. So this 18 centimeters. And this 18.9 centimeters is just here to really throw you off when trying to figure out the base and the height of the triangular base. A lot of bases and a lot of heights, I know. So this height correlates with a green 18 centimeters. So then when you just go through and plug it in, so V is going to equal 1/3 times 1/2 times that 15.1 times that 11.3 times that 18. These are a lot of numbers, so we're going to try to simplify this as much as possible. So we can do 1/3 times 1/2. That's going to give us 1/6. We can do this 15.1 times this 11.3, which gives us 170.63. And we're just going to drop this 18 because we have nothing to multiply it right now. So then we're going to keep that 1/6, and we can multiply this 170.63 times our 18. We get 3,071.34. And then we just have to multiply that by our 1/6. And when we do that, we get 511.89. And these are in centimeters, so it's centimeters cubed. So that is the entire volume of this pyramid. And now both ways, if you find the base first and then plug it into the volume formula, or if you just throw it all together, is going to give you the right answer. You just have to be very organized in your work. So I want y'all to go ahead and try this practice problem here. It's a little tricky trying to figure out what's what and how you're going to solve it. But either way, you could do the formula where we find the base first and then plug it in, or you can use the formula where everything's already just together. It is up to you. I'll go over both ways. I want y'all to pause and try this problem yourself now. Okay, so if you've hit play, I'm assuming that you have done your very best to try to solve for the volume of this triangular pyramid. As I said before, we're going to do them both. So on this side, I'm going to do the 2-step. And on this side, I'm going to do the 1-step. So first of all, to do the 2-step, I have to find the base first. So again, that's 1/2 base times height. So when looking at this, we can see that right here, there is our perpendicular line on that base triangle to the base of that triangle. So we can see that 11.5 yards is the perpendicular height to the base of 13.3 yards. So we can then go ahead and multiply. So we keep that 1/2 and we multiply that 11.5 times 13.3, and we get 152.95. And then we want to find half of that, and we get that B equals 76.475, and this is in yards, so it's yards squared. And now we just want to go ahead and plug that into our volume formula. Volume equals 1/3 B times height. So we get volume equals 1/3 times 76.475 times our height, which our height is again perpendicular to the entire base structure of this triangular pyramid. So not the base of our triangle, but the base of the structure. So it is going to be this 15.4. That line straight through the middle. This 13.9 is really to trick you, to try to make you think that that is the height instead. So we're going to do 15.4. And we can go ahead and multiply. So we get volume equals 1/3 76.475 times 15.4 gives us 1,177.715. And we're going to times that by 1/3, which gives us a really large number that we're just going to round off. 392.57 yards cubed as our entire volume. So now we're going to check ourselves by finding the volume using our other method, which is the one-step method. So our one-step method is going to say volume equals 1/3 times 1/2 base height 1 times height 2. Again, really long. So we want to figure out what belongs to what. So we're going to color code this. Our base is going to be that 13.3 yards. Our height 1, which is the height of the base triangle, is going to be that 15.1. And our height of the whole triangular pyramid is going to be 15.4, which are the exact same numbers we're using in the two-step. It's just all combined already. So V equals 1/3 times 1/2 times 13.3 times 11.5 times 15.4. So we're going to go ahead and multiply. So 1/3 and 1/2 is going to give us 1/6. 13.3 times 11.5 is going to give us 152.95. And we're going to drop 15.4. So now we can multiply these two together. So we get volume equals 1/6 times that 152.95 times 15.4, which gives us that really large number of 2,355.43. And we got to multiply that by the 1/6. And when we do that, we get our answer. Volume equals 392.57 rounded yards cubed. And as we can see, both ways, regardless of the method you used, gives us the same answer. So like I said before, you can use either method. They both work perfectly fine. It is up to you. I personally enjoy the 2-step more because I feel like it's way more organized, but the 1-step is a lot quicker. Up to you, completely no judgment there. But I hope you will enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope you're still practicing at home using IXL and your teacher's practice problems. But I will see y'all next time. Bye!